Thank you everyone for joining this next edition of Voices Behind the Tech, where we're talking to women leaders on the technology teams at Foundry. And today we're here with Anna and MG, who are both product managers. I also get a bit of double duty. I'm asking questions and answering them on this panel because product management is something also quite dear to my heart and a key part of my career. So I think for all of us today, it'll be quite an interesting discussion, really looking forward to it. Product management is generally not a career that most people know they want to do until they end up in it. And that's true for all three of us today. So I think some quite interesting career paths to discuss. So how about to kick us off, Anna, can you give us a little bit of an intro about you and what you do at Foundry?
Oh, yeah. I'm Anna. I'm an associate product manager on the Nuke team. And the Nuke team is broken down into some smaller sub-teams. And I'm on a team focusing on artist-facing UX and UI improvements and artist-facing tools. And before I got to being an associate product manager at Foundry, I was a compositor in the visual effects industry. And so obviously using Nuke every day. And so working on those artist-facing tools, it's quite close to my heart as well, and not something that I expected to be doing, but here I am.
Thank you, Anna, and it's great to have you on the Nuke team. MG, can you tell us a bit about what you do at Foundry?
Hi, my name is Mariagrazia, or MG, as everyone calls me. I'm the product manager for Flix, and I work on pre-production pipelines and workflows. I joined Foundry almost a year ago, and I have a bit of a diverse background too. I started studying architecture, got graduated in contemporary history and political systems, and I very naturally evolved to product manager, as you can see. But no joke, it was really natural to me. I started working in journalism as a TV producer for a news agency. And from there, I got really into the storytelling part of it. And I wanted to become a documentary producer. So started studying filmmaking. And from there, I moved more and more into animation and motion design project. And from there, it's just been naturally evolving to VR and AR apps, and then at that point to software development and software industry. So it was really natural, but not foreseen.
And that's amazing. I think, well, like both of you, I also have a non-conventional path into product management and into Foundry and VFX. So, well, first, I'm Christy. I'm Chief Product Officer at Foundry. I look after product strategy and product management, product design for all of the products in our portfolio. I've been here for 7 years now. I'm working primarily on Nuke and then moving into the CPO role last year. My background actually started out in fashion design. When I graduated from uni, I was aspiring to be a theatrical costume designer. That is a very hard career to have and pay your bills at the same time. So ended up working mostly in fashion in my early career. I moved into product in a fashion company and really haven't looked back since. I've worked in product management in fashion, electronics, and then now at Foundry, digital software and visual effects. So also quite a journey, like you ladies. So I think, we've all been on these kind of roundabout career pathways, which is, I think, really, really fascinating. It'd be great to hear from each of you about what was key to kind of starting you off on this career and anyone that helped you kind of navigate, this path, through different roles that you've had. So I guess, MG, how about you start off with this one?
I didn't really have a starting point. As I mentioned, I started from architecture and ended up in product management. I never thought I would work in VFX. I never thought I would work in product management, but I just kept on changing based on what I was discovering I like during my career. That's why, although coming from a very different background, I just feel like it was the natural step I should take. Now it feels so natural that I'm in product management. And I think what really helped me along the way was not really a key person, but it was an attitude that my family taught me. Like, they always supported me in every choice, bad or good. They would let me take it, and that means that they taught me to deal with the consequences of bad choices. So I always jumped into these changes with the awareness that if it didn't work, it was okay. And that's really how I learned how to evolve and to change and to adapt and to pursue the thing that I found I like.
Yeah, that's amazing. I think that learning how to take the leaps right into career changes, and it's scary, right, when you try to do something new or to take a different path, and learning how to adapt to that, I think is really a key thing for anyone in any kind of creative career. What about for you, Anna? What got you started, and what kind of support did you have?
Yeah, well, I basically just followed my interests and my strengths. And I think it's really important to just figure out what you enjoy doing and then just focus on that. And for me personally, it was that I'm into both creative things and also science and technology. And then, so this industry seemed to kind of be the perfect balance of both of those. And then back at A level, I studied physics, maths, and art. So I think the sort of magic combination started then. And so I think that's kind of what helped me get started. So I think I can attribute it to back then just doing what I enjoy doing and just carrying on. Yeah, and I think to kind of echo what MG was saying, I do have to shout out to my parents for being consistently supportive and just pushing me to try new things. And my dad always said to me, follow your passion. And as cheesy as that is, I really do think that it helps.
Thanks, Anna. And I definitely agree with both of you about the importance of really building an understanding of what you enjoy and going after jobs that let you pursue that. And really, that's how I think you have satisfaction in your career. I guess like both of you, Anna and MG, I really knew I wanted to pursue like a creative career path. I was quite stubborn about it. Like, no one was going to tell me that I couldn't, pursue a career in theater or in fashion early on. What led me to product, though, was really that the first manager that put me into a product management role. I mean, it's a job I didn't know existed right until I was doing it the first time. And, I think he saw in me really an aptitude for, taking a lot of information and consolidating that into pragmatic strategies that we could deliver, as well as working with, the really creative designers and kind of wrangling them into having a cohesive direction. And frankly, I was quite a mediocre designer. So being in product allowed me to have a much bigger impact than I would have in design. And he also, not just identify and make a great product manager, he really gave me a lot of coaching through the many, many, many mistakes I made early on. And then he also gave me the flexibility to go back to school part-time and get my MBA, which is really key to fill in, the missing, knowledge that I needed about running a business that I didn't have coming from a fashion background. So really, I think like MG and Anna, I'd say following your passion is key. But also looking for those managers who can help give you that direction and that coaching to help you be effective. So I think it'd be great next to delve into those things that you find inspiring in your career and in your roles at Foundry. So Anna, do you want to kick us off with this one?
Yeah. So, I mean, I love film and television, and I'm constantly inspired by new releases. And then I really like tech, and I like to find out how things work and how they were created. So watching behind the scenes how films are created gave me an insight to how everything was done. And then me personally, I'm always looking at how something was made and breaking it down to how it might be improved. So I think just new releases, working with new technology, I mean, that's quite inspiring to me. And then I think I've been to lots of networking events and just meeting people who are in those types of careers that you're interested in. And I find that inspiring as well, and sort of finding your people. I think I did various work experiences. I did some experience in a post-production house when I was back in school. And then I also did some work experience in a landscape architects. And I felt like the people from the post-production house were kind of more my people. So I think, yeah, finding your tribe of people is, and then I think you can get inspired by them.
Oh, that's amazing. What about for you, MG?
Me is I've always been a very passionate and ambitious person, and if I find something I like, I want to become good at it. So it was that passion and this ambition that have always kept me inspired. But also, in particular, in this industry, this is the industry of creativity. This is the industry of unleashed imagination, and this is really something that I don't think there is any other industry that can give that to people. And this is the most inspiring thing, knowing that you're working on something that will make people smile or cry, or kids crying, or just wanted to become an astronaut when they're grown. Like this is the most amazing part.
Oh, that's wonderful. I think I agree with both of you all that working in visual effects and in Foundry's role, like getting to work with such a wide, breadth of the industry, I'm really just always inspired by how many smart and creative people there are in the space, and how committed they are, right, to do this work, right? They could all be doing many different things, but they choose to do this. And I always find that really, really inspiring. And at the same time, they're also very open and friendly, and everyone wants to share knowledge and learn more on how to be better, which is, I find, really, really motivating. Up next, let's talk about advice for others out there who may be thinking about, creative careers, or in a place like you were, before joining Foundry, not sure about what you want to do next. What advice do you have for people, looking to kind of pursue careers in VFX or in product management?
My advice is you need to go for it. Whatever it is, like follow what makes you happy, follow what you like, learn your strength. And at the same time, you need to be ready to change, embrace the change, and let go of everything that you knew before. Something that in product management I found block a lot of people is the idea that you need to have a tech background to get in there. That is not true. I don't think it's a blocker at all. It hasn't been for me. I had no tech background. I started from history and fine arts. But you need to be ready to learn. You need to be ready to get yourself out of any comfort zone and evolve with it. And that's also the beauty of the industry that we work in. The fact that it's innovation, is tech, it constantly evolves. You need to ask questions. A question that you ask is probably a problem that needs solving, and that's what we do. We solve problems, we build solutions to help our customers doing it, and the question is the key. You need to change, you need to embrace it, and you need to be confident that no one is going to judge you. And Foundry, I have to say, from this point of view, it's amazing. It's a company that it's incredibly inclusive, and I never felt so safe in not knowing. And this really fosters the innovation.
That's amazing. And I totally can relate to a lot of that, also being from my non-tech and even non-VFX, background, and still be able to come in and make a difference and have that support. So much of that resonates with me, for sure. What about for you, Anna? What advice do you have?
Yeah, I really liked what you just said, MG. You've never felt so safe in not knowing. I think that's, I resonate with that a lot. I think that's a really good point. And I think it's about, like, it doesn't matter if you don't know, but you need to just communicate that you don't know. And I think communication is a huge part of this. I mean, visual effects and product management as well, but specifically for product management, I think you need to be a really good communicator, and those are skills that you can pick up along the way and you can learn. And I think also another piece of advice, I think, like, don't worry about what you think you should be doing or what other people think you should be doing or what people are expecting of you. It's, at the end of the day, it's your career and it's your life, and so you need to do what's best for you and what you enjoy. And I think that's probably the most important thing I can provide as advice.
No, I think that's great. And I think well, I definitely share, both of your views on, the importance of really taking the time to understand what it is that you enjoy and what motivates you. You're thinking about the kind of problems you like solving, the things that you do really well, and then being open-minded about the breadth of opportunities that are out there and being willing to try things that you may have not have thought about. And I think for all of us, we have that pathway towards, or that experience of not just going up rungs of a ladder in our career, but really taking those different turns. And I think, to just be open-minded to the breadth of opportunities. And like MG said, you need to keep working at it. Like, don't be afraid to try something that's different. And sometimes you have to persist to get your foot in the door in a different career, or to find that change that really is the one that's going to help you, feel satisfied and, succeed in your career. So stay resilient and keep working for those things that matter to you. I'd also say for managers, if there's any managers watching this that want to build diverse teams, I think it's really important to, just like with your career, you think about what you're good at and you optimize, find jobs that let you do those things. When you're hiring too, you want to really think about the skills you need for the role and find people that have an aptitude to do those skills, not necessarily having tons of the exact same experience in the past. Like when you look at this team, right? Well, for me, I came from an electronics business. We have Anna, who's a compositor, and MG, who is a product manager and previously a producer in a very different set of technology. But yet, they're all here succeeding at Foundry. So definitely, my advice is to be open-minded about candidates and look for aptitude to succeed. All right, I think to wrap us up, final question: what is your favorite thing about your job? And how about Anna? You can take this one first.
Going from being a compositor using Nuke every day, and then now I'm a product manager. I mean, I've only been doing this a year and a half, so I pivoted, as Christy was saying. I hadn't been a product manager before. I was a full-on compositor, and then I think I finished on the Friday as a compositor and then started on a Monday as a product manager. And I think my favorite thing about it is talking to people and collaborating with people every day, having my ideas heard, and you kind of get this gut feeling of like, this is what we should be doing, and then just being able to like communicate that to the developers, and then people running with your idea, and then seeing those ideas come into fruition, and then eventually being released is really exciting and really satisfying, and fun. Yeah, and just working with the latest tech, and we're pioneering the way, and that's really cool.
So what about for you, MG? Favorite thing about your job?
I think this job is the perfect balance between everything I actually liked across the journey. There is the storytelling side, and there is the creativity side, and at the same time there is the analytics side, because as a product manager you always ask why should we do that, why do you want that, which ties in with the journalism side that I was doing before. And on top of that, I think I consider myself very lucky, because I also have the possibility to work with incredible talents, and from the very beginning of their creative process, I work on a pre-production software. I have the possibility to be there from the very beginning, where all the ideas are created, but then evolve and shape over the year. And it's just great to see all the steps that goes from a sketch to the final release in the cinema.
Oh, that's awesome. So my favorite thing about my role at Foundry is really, supporting the team and the culture that exists at Foundry. Foundry, I think, is really unique in, how we work with our customers, how we're a partner to the industry, and within the company, how we support each other. Like MG said, to always be open to different ideas and to really bring, that creative side and that technology side together. And in my current role, especially, it's really all about supporting this team and, building our kind of product strategy for the future, so we can continue doing what we're doing and being this really special company, in my opinion. And my ability to do that in this role is really the thing that I love about it. So with that, I want to say thank you to both Anna and MG for taking the time to chat today. It's great to learn a bit more about your backgrounds. I love how all of our career paths are so different, but yet similar in their variety of different roles over time. And I hope this was a interesting discussion for anyone out there that's considering different career pathways in the arts or technology, or in paths towards product management in your current roles, and just wanted to hear from some other product managers. So please, I hope you enjoyed the session. Please check out the other videos in this series, featuring some really amazing, talented members of the team at Foundry.